I just almost had a panic attack inside of Tanacon because of Good Times Live, and I am really just not having a good day, and I'm really upset about it because I paid $70 to almost have a panic attack in the middle of a courtroom, or in the middle of a ballroom, so that was great, but yeah.
Why are you such a copycat?
Before you leave hate on this video, I just want to say really quick, I 100% am not blaming Tana. I'm not blaming any of the other creators. Like, I do not think it's their fault. Honestly, I think that Tana tried as hard as she possibly could and was trying to make this good for us, and then it just kind of turned out how it did, which is what I'm about to get into. So, hey, I still haven't come up with a new intro yet. Hey guys, it's Kai, and I have a story. I know it's been a really long time since I've done a story time, but I don't know, I've been thinking about making them again, and today was just like, I don't even know how to preface this story, really. I have footage that I'm gonna insert. I said this on my Instagram story, but I 100% fully expected to be leaving Tanacon day one having sweated and cried off all of my makeup, but I didn't expect it to be for a bad reason. So with that said, I guess let's just jump right into it. So I guess to start this off, I kind of want to just like give you background on like why this was such a big deal to me, and you know, what happened with the tickets and all this other stuff, just so I can like make sure that you understand the headspace that I'm at and why this messed with me so bad. So I'm broke. That's my life. It always has been, like literally since I can remember. Like, I've just always been broke. And even like in my adult life, like I've never like had a lot of money that I could just spare. Like, you know, I've always struggled, and then I moved out to California and that didn't really change. So because I grew up broke, I literally never do anything for myself, literally ever. Like, when I say that I don't shop for myself, I don't buy myself things, like I don't do things for me, like I own 3 pairs of shoes. I shop exclusively at thrift stores for my clothes, and like I got rid of almost all of my clothes when we moved, and then it literally took me almost a year to get any more clothes in my closet. Like, so as you guys probably know if you've ever been in my channel before, if you don't, hi, hello, what's up? My favorite creator is Loey Lane. I love her with everything, and I've been wanting to meet her for a really long time. We've like talked on Twitter and everything else, and you know, we were talking about like hanging out at some point or whatever, and we never did, and so finally Tanacon came around. And at first she was like, oh yeah, the tickets will be free, and like I thought it was like a joke, and I think she thought it was a joke, not Loey, and then Tanacon became a thing, right? And I was like excited, but I was like also like, I'm not gonna buy tickets for this. I've never been to a convention before. I've been to 2 concerts in my life, and they were like little ones, and I've never been to VidCon. I, you know, have always wanted to go, but like not only did I not live in California, but even if I could get out here, like I couldn't afford even a basic ticket, let alone like anything else. So when Tana was talking about Tanacon, and then it became like an actual thing, and there were like VIP tickets and the regular tickets, I was just like, okay, so regular tickets are free, so there's literally no reason that I shouldn't go, except that like I'm gonna have to drive down to LA, and I live about 2 hours from LA. Didn't think about it before, but I also would have to get a hotel room. I'm in a hotel room, clearly. Whatever, so I'm thinking about this, but then Loey turns out to be one of the actual featured creators. I don't know like what they technically call them. Loey was featured, and she had a meet and greet, and I was literally so excited I wanted to cry because I wanted to meet Loey forever. I guess I should have brought in what I got her. I got her a Barbie that looks exactly like her, and it like blew my mind, and also a cute little Snow White plushie because it reminded me of an outfit that she did a while back that was like a modern Snow White cosplay. It was really cool. So it was like 2 in the morning, and I was looking at the tickets, and the general admission, like the first batch of like free tickets had already been like sold out. And then like a week went by, and I was like, I should look again, and they were still sold out, of course. And then I was just looking at it, and I was like, well, the VIP is $65. I was like, I will have enough, like I shouldn't spend this money, but I can. So at like 2 in the morning, I was looking at these tickets, and all I could think of was there is a meetup with Loey, and I could buy this ticket and I could meet Loey. And I love Tana, and I love a lot of the other creators that are going, and also I've always wanted to go to a convention in the first place. place and I can't afford VidCon, and I literally only live 2 hours from LA. Like, there's no reason for me not to go. So I bought the VIP ticket, and I literally got so excited I was about to cry, and then I saw that it was 2 days, so I immediately went ahead and booked the hotel room that I'm in right now. Like, when I tell you I was excited, I don't know how to express it, but literally everything in me was just ready. Like, ever since that day, like the next day, I immediately texted my boss, hey, I can't come in the 22nd, the 23rd of June. Like, I will be out of town, please do not schedule me. Which brings me to this past week, because since I wasn't scheduled today, and well, it's Friday currently, I should have said that. I'm filming this on Tanacon day 1. It's Friday, and normally I work all weekend, and so since I'm not working today and Saturday, she scheduled me for Wednesday and Thursday, even though I'm not supposed to work Wednesdays. They're my one unavailable day, like 100% unavailable, but I just switched a shift with someone. I worked anyway, it was fine. And then she scheduled me to close on Thursday. Close. I got home a little bit before 1, and then I probably fell asleep at 1:30 or 2 o'clock, something like that. And then I had to wake up at 4 in the morning so I could drive to Tanacon. I knew I was gonna be dead tired, but it was gonna be fine because it's Tanacon. Like, I'm gonna meet Loey, like, it's worth it. I don't even care. Like, I'm gonna be sitting in lines, I'm gonna drive a shit ton, and it's gonna be fine. Like, honestly, like, it's all worth it. Like, I spent way too much money, but it's gonna be worth it. Like, so I get ready to go. I have been, like, preparing all week. On Thursday, even before I went on my shift, I, like, spent the entire day just doing everything, getting new tires, getting my oil changed, just to make sure, because I wanted nothing to go wrong in this trip. Of course, that's not how my life works literally ever. I get up at 4 in the morning. I left by like 5:30, which was cool because I was planning on leaving at 6, and I wanted to leave as early as possible because of registration and blah blah blah, and they told you to get there early. So I drove down to LA. Now when I got in line, already, it was 8 in the morning by the time I got there. Literally 8 in the morning. Registration wasn't supposed to start till 9. Sure. They said to come at 6. I don't know. Whatever. The communication has been so bad this whole time, by the way. Like, everything's confusing. Like, I don't understand. Like, we were all kind of just like, I guess we're supposed to be here? I don't fucking know. So I get to the parking lot and I like see the white tents, because they tell you to like look for the white tents because that's where the registration starts. And so I like looked there, but like all the fence things, like they were all empty and it was blocked off, but there were people standing in front of that. And so I was like, okay, so let me see this line, and it goes back. And then it goes around, and this is like a small scale. This parking lot's huge. It goes back, it goes around this way, and then all the way back here. What? But okay, whatever. Like, it's a convention. Like, I thought I'd gotten there late, getting there at 8 a.m. I walk all the way to the back of that line, and I'm standing there and I'm talking to the people around me because just we were bored. I don't know. We were all excited, I guess, whatever. 4. 4 hours later. 4. We finally get up 4 hours later to almost to security. We had like shown our tickets, gotten them scanned, and then they gave us what our gift bags were, which by the way, they were like just laying out on a table for anyone to grab. So it wasn't even like, oh yeah, you're VIP, you get this. Oh, are you not VIP? Then you don't get this. It was literally just there. So like even the general admission people could like take it because we were all in the same line. That's the nuts thing. Like the organization was so nuts because literally it was one line. That whole way, one line. There was no separation. And they said in the email, oh yeah, you're gonna be separated by last name. We weren't. No, literally when we got up to like the security guards or whatever that were like letting people go through or whatever, they were just like, okay, go ahead. It was one line. One line. One. For what we found out later was like 50,000 people. Tanacon, I don't know if you know, was held in like a hotel, like on the first floor of a hotel, which, okay, it better be a huge hotel, but that's where it was held. That hotel, the capacity was a little under 2,000 people. Remember when I said we had almost 50,000 people in line? Yeah. So they were letting people in batches of like 500 or less or something like that. I think it was like they were trying to keep it at like 500 or lower, and then they would like let in like 50 more people and then stop it. It was, so like I said, we waited in line for 4 hours, and then we were still waiting, and then finally they just said, fuck bag check. Like they literally took away the security like tables for bag check because it was such a stall. Like it was like taking up so much time having that stupid bag check there that they just did away with it, which if you don't have enough planning to check bags before you go into a convention center, why are you doing the convention in the first place? Because clearly you still need more planning. Like, we would have been fine if it had been pushed to like what, like July or something like that. Like, that's fine. If you need more time to plan, please take it. I'm sorry, I'm getting stressed out. So after waiting for over 4 hours, we got inside, we got to go to the bathroom. It was surprising because there were not that many people inside the hotel. It was so easy to walk through at first. Like, there was like almost no line at the merch booth. I wish I had like the Bella Thorne's merch booth or whatever, and she also had like glitter tier things. I don't know. I wanted to walk all the way through and then like see some things and then come look at merch, but it was like, so when you walk in the front doors, there is Bella Thorne's merch booth, like all set up, like literally right here. Bathrooms are over here, and then the place where I was supposed to have my meet and greet with Loie was right here, like it's like a room, and that was supposed to happen at 3. That was the only, I can't stress this enough, that was the only important thing I had to go to today. The only important absolute must for the day was my meet and greet with Loie at 3. Also, I would like to point out that I got pretty badly sunburned standing in line for over 4 hours with no shade. There were no water bottles, no water stations, anything like that. There was no way to charge your phone, which, like, it's a social media event, first of all. So you'd think that they would have thought about, oh, these people should be tweeting about our event and Snapchatting, except we were all too scared to use our phones while we were standing outside waiting to go in because there was no way to charge it and we didn't know when we were gonna get inside, and we wanted to make sure that we could get like vlogs or pictures with our faves once we finally fucking got inside and met them. So they should have had water outside because it was hot as shit. We were all getting sunburned and dehydrated. No water whatsoever, nowhere to sit. Like, honestly, like, they could have put out some kind of chairs or something, or had like enough room in the aisles for like sitting area while you're like going in line, because it was hot and there was no water and there was no shade except for inside the tent where you're in for like 5 minutes registering and then you have to stand out in the fucking sun again. I think I went off in a tangent, but I'm really pissed off about that. And we were all like wondering what's going on. Why are we waiting for so long? Good Times Live, even though they were like, oh yeah, we're gonna text you updates when we need to communicate with you, right? Because when you sign up for a ticket and you buy a ticket, whatever, you put in your phone number, they're supposed to text you. They're also supposed to email you. There's also supposed to be an Instagram page. And they were all silent. Interesting. Like, literally, everybody was getting antsy too. Like, everybody was getting really upset, and I'm sitting there trying to be like, it'll be fine. Like, once we get going, once everybody's inside, like, I'm kind of like getting anxious, but once everybody's inside, like, it'll be fine. Like, it'll run smoothly. Like, this is an event. Clearly, like, they must be organized in some way. Like, it's an event, and it's like supposed to be a big event. So I'm gonna stop talking about the outside thing. I could go on for so long about the conditions about waiting outside, and like I got there at 8, right? I waited 4 hours to get inside. There were people behind us and way the fuck behind us who never even made it inside. But I'll get to that. I get inside anyway, paying attention to the place where I'm meeting Loie, and then I was like, okay, I want to do a lap. We went to the bathroom, we came back. I was walking around, I like saw Tana come on stage at one point for like a Q&A or something, which was really cool. Like, it was cool seeing her in person and whatever. Like, that's cool, except I was like super far in the back because I didn't even know she was going in there, and I was more concerned about charging my phone and sitting down and not being under the sun. So I'm watching this. It's pretty cool. I have a little bit of vlog footage. Maybe I'll insert it right now.
We're gonna start with one that the Good Times team wrote that I just thought was so funny because it's so PG. How did the two of you meet?
She slid in my DMs.
Oh, no, I didn't tell the story.
And then basically it was like, there were like 3 other booths, and actually, so there was the Bella Thorne section, and apparently Bella Thorne was like in there, or like was gonna be in there, and there were like pictures. I don't really know how all that worked. I wanted to go back and look at it, but by the time I got back around, the line was literally at the door, and I didn't want to go out there because I was worried about not being able to make it back inside. And also, I got sunburn and I didn't want to make it worse. So yeah, so I walked around and it literally was the tiniest hotel. Like, holy shit, like for a convention. And there were people staying there too. It's not even like they rented out the hotel. We only had the bottom floor, and there were like hotel guests like walking around too. There was like one gift shop that had like some snacks, and there was a Starbucks inside it. That was it. Like, the lack of planning on so many levels was infuriating. But again, all I wanted to do was meet Loey. And I was tired and I was angry and dehydrated. So honestly, I spent most of my time sitting against a wall or sitting in the ballroom, like listening to whatever like performance was happening, either like someone performing on stage or just like music playing through the speakers. That's what I was doing. I literally was just hanging out waiting for my meet and greet. Like, there were some people that were like leaving and going to go get food, and that's originally what I had been planning to do during my gap of time where I didn't know what I was going to be doing. But I should mention also, doors were supposed to open at 10. I'm so unorganized. I'm sorry. I'm just mad and I keep going off on tangents. Doors were supposed to open at 10 in the morning, right? Registration was supposed to start at 9. They didn't open the gates to start registration until 10. Doors didn't start opening until 11, and I didn't get inside until like 12:30. We were already worrying if things were going to be delayed. One of the girls I was standing with was like, I'm going to miss my meet and greet, and my battery's blinking, so that's awesome. So I might have to finish this tomorrow. But I'm going to keep going for as long as I can, and then I don't know, I'll probably have more updates tomorrow because apparently they're going to do a different video. I don't know. I'm so upset. So I was in this ballroom or whatever, I just kind of chilling out, waiting. I got snacks at one point, waited like really long in line because I'm still kind of shaky. I was really shaky. Like, I needed something, you know, with sustenance, but I didn't have anything with me because it's a convention and I was expecting there to be some kind of food somewhere, but it's fine. It's literally like 1:30, okay, 1:30 p.m. Loey's meet and greet is at 3. I'm still sitting in this ballroom. I've like gotten up and walked around a few times, and the security guards, by the way, were getting to the point where they were aggressive. And they were like, you can't stand right here. You gotta keep walking that way, even though there was merch that way, and also where my meet and greet was gonna be was also that way, but also the entrance was that way. But they were like, you gotta keep going this way. I'm like, this isn't even fun because I can't walk like to where I want to go because I'm just getting yelled at and like pushed around. I mean, no one physically pushed me around, not the guards, but like they were still just like yelling and being so mean about it. Like, no, you gotta keep on moving. Like, all basically looking at us like we were all scum, and I don't know. It just, the whole thing like was already feeling like, wow, okay, so Good Times Live doesn't give a fucking shit about us. And actually, at one point when we were finally like waiting, like literally as we were walking up to go inside the doors at the beginning, I'm so sorry. I don't know how this editing is gonna work. I might just keep it like this. I'm so sorry for being all over the place. But when we like were going to go in, they literally stopped it right at me, and I almost started crying, but it was fine because we were like in a little bit of shade. And the girl who I was with at the time asked the security guard, she was like, so do you know what's going on? Like, is there any way we can send someone to tell them like, hey, like this is why people are upset, like maybe send someone over there to say like, hey, this is what's going on to the other people in the back of the line. And he literally said, I wish I'd been filming it, or I don't know, but he literally said, honestly, I'm gonna say no because they really don't care about y'all. So a security guard literally point blank told us that Good Times Live really doesn't give a shit about us. Like, we already felt that way, but especially hearing those words, I was like, yeah, okay. So the employees don't think so either, and that guy seemed pretty nice. But then, like I said, the security guards were like okay at first until they finally started letting a decent amount of people in, and after that they were just mean. Like, anybody who got in, it was like, okay, they are like dehydrated and sunburnt and just want to sit down for a fucking second, but you can't stop walking. You have to go all the way to the exit in the lobby and stand over there, or go inside the fucking loud ass like ballroom and just sit there. Like, I literally want to cry again thinking about it. Like, it was so upsetting. I don't know, it just like, I've never been to a convention before. I don't know really what to expect. I've like seen things, I've heard things, but I've never been to one. And so having my first experience start out so shitty, and then having the security, I'm sorry, and then having security guards literally look at me like I'm trash and just like, get back, you gotta keep going this way, like get out of the hallway, like I don't know, it just fucked with me. But still, I was like trying to wait it out because again, I just want to meet Loey. I just want to meet Loey. Like, I had already made up my mind in my head, like I wasn't gonna stay for the kickoff show at 4 p.m. like, and I don't know why they, like, the schedule was so confusing. They never gave us updates. They definitely did a bunch of the shows like right in a row and like out of order. It was really weird, like the things with like Tana doing a Q&A with like Emma Chamberlain and those things, like all out of order. It was really weird. And they were also like, I'm not gonna get into that right now. It kind of felt like they were making a video, but like not really including us that much, and so we were just like watching it. It was really weird, I don't know. But anyway, so I'm just kind of like chilling out in the ballroom at this point, like whatever, like it's like 1:30, like I'm just gonna wait another hour and then I'm gonna go sit in Chapman, which is the stage that Loey's supposed to come into, and I had a fast pass on my wrist because that's the meetup group that I signed up for, because when you bought a VIP ticket, that was the only thing. They said you get a gift bag. Let me show you what they meant by gift bag. They mean this, which like I said was just on a table, everybody was just grabbing them, and then it literally, this is my pass, the featured fucking creator, had a fucking wristband and some stickers, and then like a phone case and some condoms, which Tana called Tana condoms, and I thought that was funny, but like that's not a gift bag, and what the fuck? And also the fact that it's like, it wasn't even just VIP people who got it. I don't know, I was meeting Loey at 3. So it was gonna be fine. It was gonna be really frustrating, stressful, but as soon as I met Loey at 3, I was gonna leave. Because that's basically all I was here for. I was like, I'm gonna meet her, I'm gonna give her her present that I got her, I'm gonna hug her and tell her how much I fucking love her, get a picture with her, maybe like vlog a little bit, and then go to my hotel, chill out, maybe go to things later, maybe go get food later. I don't know what I was gonna do later, but I was just gonna like go to the hotel and relax for a little bit, compose myself, and then go do whatever. Because at this point I was like stressed out and frustrated, and I was just tired of being there, but I just wanted to meet Loey. So, like I said, it's almost 2. It was probably like 1:48-ish, I know, because I was like looking on my phone, and we get somebody come up to the stage in the ballroom area and say, hey guys, so how are y'all doing? Like, are you enjoying Tanacon? And some people said yeah, most people said no, because we were all miserable and upset. And he was like, so listen, there are still a bunch of people outside who haven't gotten in and we're above capacity. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, when the security guard started being really mean, a little bit after that, cops showed up and started being really mean with them. Like, cops just all throughout the building, just like, it's great. So he was on stage and he was like, yeah, we're having issues with the fire marshal because we had too many people in here and there are people outside who haven't gotten in yet, so we're going to rotate people. So we're going to ask you guys to go ahead and head out of the venue. We'll let these other people in and whatever, and it'll work out. And people started freaking the fuck out, and I did not move. I was sitting against the wall. I think I started vlogging during it. If I did, I'll insert that here.
I'm going to figure this out and follow Twitter. Thank you.
They want to rotate us because there's not enough room for all the people that bought tickets. There were 30,000 people and 10,000 people are inside. And apparently they have to start rotating people, and I'm fucking upset because my meet and greet's at 3. I'm not leaving.
I stayed in there, people started trickling out, and then like they kept saying, like somebody like got on stage and was like, please proceed to the exits, please proceed to the exits, just over and over again, not telling us what was going on, just telling us to leave. Most of them left, a lot of us didn't leave. We were still just kind of standing in the court, or I keep wanting to call it the courtroom. A lot of us were just standing in the ballroom, like no, like not moving. And then like we got an announcement over a loudspeaker from the CEO of Good Times Live. I don't remember his name. I started vlogging during this a little bit. I don't know exactly what was said. It was really hard to understand, but I'll insert that footage right here.
Right now our team is working diligently, and Tanacon is so excited to have each of you here. We are overwhelmed with the response. With that being said, we did not anticipate the amount of attendees. Our team is working extremely hard to get each and every one of you very, very happy to accommodate.
Yeah, my meet and greet's in...
Open a second venue and have 2 main stages where we greet.
What the fuck's happening?
So there was that announcement, and basically I think that's when they were saying, hey, we're canceling Tanacon today. We're gonna do something else like tomorrow, but like we're canceling it for today, so you all need to leave. And people just rushed the stage. I didn't know what was happening, but I wasn't about to be the last man left out on the back wall and be dragged out by security and then not get to meet Loey if the meet and greet was still happening. Because like I said, I couldn't understand what he was saying, so I didn't know what was happening. But everybody just kind of rushed the stage, and I was like, alright, I guess I'm going with these people.
What the fuck is happening? Wait, what's happening? What's happening? I don't know what's happening, but everybody's like lining up over here. Like everybody just ran to the stage for some reason and grabbed it. What the fuck is happening? I'm like shaking for some reason, and I'm not sure why, but I love her. She's great. Yeah. Really? Oh my god, that's cute.
And then Elijah Daniel came out, and Ashley Schwan and 2 other people who I don't know. Elijah told us that apparently we're doing like a different venue tomorrow, which I don't know where we're doing it. I haven't seen or heard any updates. I mean, I've been filming this for a little bit, so I don't know, but supposedly gonna be a lot better. I don't fucking know. They're gonna try and do a 3rd day like on Sunday. I was already planning on staying until Sunday, but I was gonna go to the beach for a few hours and then go home because I still have to get Connor when he gets off work. Like, I don't have time to stay for a 3rd day and then I work on Monday. Like, I'm so upset. I'm sorry. So we're standing there and I'm confused. I have notifications on Twitter for Loie, and so she tweeted that she was on her way finally, and she was like, I'll be there in like 30 minutes. And I just tweeted back like, yes, I'm so ready, because like I was so over everything, and I thought that it was just the rotation of people happening, right? Not that Tanacon was shut down for the day. So I was still waiting, and then a bunch of other people were saying that Tanacon was shut down or was canceled or whatever, and she was like, wait, what's happening? I'm confused. And then basically, yeah, it turns out that they canceled Tanacon for the day, and like I said, we're doing another thing tomorrow. I don't know. But then Loie said that she would be more than happy to meet us in the parking lot, especially like because there were people that still hadn't gotten to go inside at all. And yeah, so I was like, okay, sweet, I'll go outside. Especially, I was already getting claustrophobic. I was wearing a choker too, which didn't help. I wound up having to take that off. But I was already getting claustrophobic in there because I was like in the middle of everybody, so I like moved back. And then I tried to go out in the hallway, and I asked a guy just to make sure, a security guard, I was like, hey, so is the meet and greet at 3 with Loie still happening? And he said, no, it's canceled, like looking at me like I was dumb, and I was like, huh, okay. So then I tried to leave. They wouldn't let us leave. There was like a mob happening in the lobby or something. I really don't know what was happening. There were cops like blocking it off, security guards blocking it off. There was like literally a fucking desk they had pushed in the way, and I was trying to walk over there, and first of all, I was already like about to have a panic attack. I couldn't, but also like it was blocked off, and I tried going the other way, and they said, no, you can't exit this way. You have to go that way or you have to go in the ballroom. But I couldn't exit, and it was blocked off, and I don't know what the fuck was happening. So I went back in the ballroom and like tried to find like an empty-ish area, and like the middle area was like pretty empty at that point, so it was okay for the moment. My anxiety and everything else was spiking already, and I have issues with claustrophobia really bad, and so I'm sitting here thinking, I can't leave this building, like I can't leave out the entrance and I can't leave out the exit, so my only choice is to sit in this fucking ballroom and listen to these people who I don't know perform, while the whole time I'm thinking about the fact that I can't actually meet the person who is the actual only reason that I was there. Like, so I was like really struggling not to cry. I was like waiting around by the door, and then there was a group of people waiting over at the door by the hallway, like in the ballroom, like to the hallway, and so I like went over there and was like, well, maybe these people are about to leave. And a couple girls, like, they were all standing there for some reason, and the security guard who looked at me like I was dumb, he was like blocking them off. And then he kind of like put his arms down, like looked over, and a girl like tried to leave, and he stopped her, put his arms out like, no, you gotta get back in there. And she was like, whoa, shit, okay. So she backed up and got back in the ballroom, and then a lady came through and shut the doors in our faces. They shut the fucking doors in our fucking faces, like, you can't leave out the entrance, you can't leave out the exit, and guess what? Now you can't even leave this fucking room. Enjoy your music. Like, hey, you guys wanted to stay here, you guys wanted to pay tickets to be here, so you're not fucking leaving, you're not allowed to fucking leave. Like, I like literally, as soon as that happened, I just started crying. Like, I was trying to like not, and it was like kind of dark in there, so it was fine, but I literally just like started crying because holy shit, like, wow, we really don't mean anything to you. Like, you literally don't give a fuck. Like, fuck you, Good Times Live. Like, honestly, like, fuck you. Like, that was so fucked up. I don't know. So I'm like freaking out, and then this like random girl beside me just kind of looked over and started talking to me. Maybe she saw I was crying, and that's why, I don't really know, but so she was talking to me, and I was telling her that like I'm like on the verge of a panic attack because I was like starting to feel my like breaths get really quick, because when I have a panic attack, one of the first things, absolute first things to go is my breathing. I start like hyperventilating. Even now my breath is really short because I'm anxious and I'm getting really upset thinking about this all over again, but I wanted to like talk about it really quick because otherwise, I don't know. This is very therapeutic for me, which is maybe a reason I am so sorry for RIP headphone users. I just slapped my thigh really hard. But yeah, no, another reason for me to consider doing story times again, because it feels good for me. I don't know if it's entertaining for you or not, but it feels good for me to talk about it without having to expect someone else to be on the other end reacting and giving me sympathy in the moment, because I don't know how to handle that, especially when I get like really like into a story. I don't know. So this girl beside me, I think, saw me crying, started talking to me, and I told her I was on the verge of a panic attack, and she said, okay, here's the thing. we need to leave then. Like, she didn't want to leave. Like, she was like, I want to go outside. I don't want to fully leave in case something happens. I don't want to miss anything, but I like want to go outside. And I was telling her, I don't care about any of that. I want to go home. Like, Loie's thinking about meeting us in the parking lot, so I'm going to see if that happens, but honestly, I just want to leave. Like, like, honestly, obviously, if Loie showed up in the parking lot, like, I wanted to be there and meet her. Like, fuck anything else in my head that's going on. Like, that's the whole reason I'm here. I had a present for her that I'd been carrying around all day, by the way. That bag looks so beat up now, and I feel bad, but like, but yeah, and so she basically was like, okay, let's go. And it was me and her, and she was also with, I think, 2 or 3 other girls, and we all just kind of like walked out a different door and pretended like we had been out in that side hall the whole time. And then I started walking through the hallway and like ignored like the security guards. I just like didn't even look at them. I just kept walking like, no, I'm supposed to go this way. And then I walked up to where the desk was still shoved in the way, and there were still people like with their backs to me, but like the lobby was like starting to clear out. And so I kind of like looked at the cop like, and he was like, kind of gestured me through, and I was like, okay. So I walked through the lobby, and it's still really crowded, especially in front of the elevators. And there's a security guard guy. Literally, people are like going to go in the elevators to go up to the rooms, and he goes, hey, come here. Are you like, let me show me your card or whatever. I don't know, like basically like telling them to give him proof that they were staying at the hotel. I don't even remember the exact words that were coming out of his mouth because it freaked me out. Like when you're if you have any issues with like mental illness or anxiety or anything like that, you know that everything is heightened when that's the case. And so him being like angry and like yelling at other people and like literally like grabbing at other people, hey, stop, come here, show me. It freaked me out really bad. And so I just like was trying to maneuver. I thought he was talking to me every single time when he wasn't even looking at me, but it scared the shit out of me because he was being really mean and it was scary, and I don't know. But so he was like, you know, not like physically grabbing people, but basically like holding his hand out like, come here, you know, like show me your credentials. And so they would like show them their credentials, like, yeah, I'm staying in a room up there. And he'd be like, okay, go ahead. Hey, you, stop, like to someone else. And so I got outside, and even when I was outside, there were like cops just like everywhere. When I tell you this place was surrounded by cops, it literally like in every single corner of this parking lot, like lined along the side of the building. So I sat there for a while, phone dying, crying a little bit on and off, trying to pretend like I wasn't. And then I heard another cop like walk up to like a bunch of people who were like in the metal fences still like waiting to like register, I guess, for tomorrow or something. I really don't know, but there was like still like a big line over there. And I want to just stress how angry absolutely everybody sounded at us, as if we were in the wrong for coming to this event that we bought tickets for and have just been treated like shit all day, but whatever. So this cop walks over to them and says, hey, Tanacon is canceled. I don't know if you've heard, so I suggest you get off the property before they come and clear out the line in a few minutes. Like, yelled that, and then people started scattering, and I'm like, okay, well, this is fucking fantastic. And so I walked like around the corner and then stopped at like a little sidewalk thing that was like at the very corner of the parking lot, and it was like blocked off by like a moving truck. And I sat there in the shade and just like was trying not to, but I just like started crying again to myself, just kind of sitting like alone in a fucking corner of a parking lot, hiding, because like I'd had such a shit day. Like I paid $70 to have a shit day. Well, more than that if you count gas and all the other shit I had to do to prepare for this in the hotel room and whatever. So I'm just like literally sitting there crying. I waited until it was like 3:45 and Loie still hadn't tweeted anything or said anything about where she was, so I got in my car and I drove to a vegan restaurant, and then my phone was dying, and then a whole chain of just shitty shit happened after that. And literally by the time I got into my hotel room, I keep wanting to call it an apartment, as soon as I got inside of here, and it was a struggle. I thought I was gonna drop things and break things. My card didn't work at first. Literally, I'd even gotten like a vegan pizza, and I just threw everything down on the bed, and I just went and I peed, and I was sitting on the toilet, and I just like cried, like just full on, like took off my glasses and just let it happen. And I'm still barely putting myself together after that. I had to redo my makeup, and I tried not to do like a ton because I'm just gonna take it back off because I don't want to go anywhere now because I'm still upset. But yeah, I guess I'll update you tomorrow on how everything goes.
Hey again, so I'm editing this right now and I realized I never actually fully updated you because I wound up filming like a get ready with me the next day, and I did a whole bunch of shit, which I'm gonna tell you a little bit about. Mostly I think I'm gonna upload a vlog, probably starting with Tanacon, because I don't know what to do with, like, I have more footage than what I want to put in the story time, so I'm probably gonna put all that together and then put together the vlog footage from Saturday and Sunday, so look out for that. I don't know, it probably won't be a Wednesday video. By the way, update, I'm uploading on Wednesdays now. I don't know if I ever actually said that, but that's what's happening. But I just kind of wanted to tell you what happened with Tanacon and everything else. I'm still really upset. It's Monday when I'm filming this. I don't think Good Times Live ever said anything that night except that, like, there was a safety issue or whatever, and that they wanted to, like, make sure that the next day was gonna be better or make it up to us somehow or whatever. I don't know. But Tana, like, waited a while. There was, like, absolutely zero updates from anyone, which, I mean, I understand, but I was also, like, stressed out because of how bad the day had gone. And, like, here's another thing I meant to mention. This is the only cool thing I was doing this summer. Like, this was, like, my one vacation. I mean, I know it was just a weekend, but, like, anyway. So, I desperately still wanted to go for day 2. I was still, like, even if they were gonna do a third day, which is what they kept saying, I was gonna try and go to that because, like, I paid for a ticket, like, regardless. Like, I wanted to do something because I spent, like, I got to my hotel room probably by, like, 5 or 6, something like that, and I literally stayed in there until, like, a little after 11, at which point I went on a run to Target for, like, some snacks and stuff like that, and aloe vera because I got sunburned. It's, like, starting to go away, but it's still, like, kind of bad. I'm, like, burned here a little bit. I got burned on the side too, but not as badly. It was weird. I don't know. So anyway, I was in my hotel room just, like, depressed. I just, like, kept crying on and off. There was nothing that I wanted to do. At one point I took a shower just because I was like, I need to not just sit here, but I also didn't want to be on social media. I didn't really want to watch YouTube. Like, I didn't want to do anything that was going to make me think about how bad the day was. But we were told we were going to have an update that night because, you know, at the event they kept saying, oh yeah, we're going to have a different venue tomorrow. It's going to be so much better. Like, we care so much about your safety, blah, blah, blah. I talked about how little sleep I had gone on, right? I had like 3 or less hours of sleep and still went through all of that, and mental shit is always exhausting, and I was tired, but I couldn't sleep because I was still anxious and I was still waiting to find out what was going to happen the next day, which would make me even more anxious. Anyway, so Tana was tweeting, like, later at night that, like, she was meeting with people to try and see if they could work something out and blah, 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 and, like, find a new venue, etc. Honestly, I think if they were gonna do the hotel, they should have just rented out multiple floors, but hours went by and hours and hours. I think it was probably 3 or 4 in the morning by the time I was just too tired to keep waiting, and I had set alarms for earlier in the morning. I didn't actually wind up getting up until 10 a.m. At which point, when I got up, I of course immediately checked my email, checked my Twitter, my text, Instagram, everything, just to see if there was anything. There was zero information still. Zero information at 10 a.m., which is the time that the event was supposed to start originally on Saturday. And then I, like, tweeted about it, and one of my friends, Carl, what's up, I know who's watching this, he DM'd me and was like, hey, here's a link that I saw. It was an article about Tanacon talking about the fact that it was just canceled, just completely canceled. Like, apparently Good Times Live posted a statement, but apparently they had tweeted a statement which was basically, it looked like they just took a screenshot of a document that they wrote trying to make it look professional. So this is what they posted on Saturday, June 23rd, apparently at 5:20 a.m. Again, if I had actually known what their Twitter was and been following them, and if anyone had retweeted it or something like that, I would have seen it, but I didn't. So anyway, it said, hello to everyone joining us in Anaheim this weekend. Again, we are so grateful for each and every one of you who showed up for Tanacon and Tana's dream of inclusivity. They use that phrase so many times. I don't know, it's a random detail, but it kind of weirded me out a little bit. Due to an overwhelming and unexpected response of over 15,000 unregistered guests arriving to the venue Friday morning, unfortunately, inclusivity to everyone became a safety hazard for the exact people we wanted to accommodate. Another phrase they used multiple times. Our team has worked around the clock to find a solution to accommodate everyone safely and fairly, but at this point in time, there is no way to continue our weekend at Tanacon as is without risking the safety of all of our featured creators, which is our #1 priority. At this time, we are working on a way to make this up to every single one of you. For any questions regarding refunds, please email tanacon@goodtimes.live. Another announcement will follow at 1:30 p.m. PST, the Good Times team. So Tanacon was canceled, but I didn't know what the announcement was going to be at 1:30, and I wasn't sure if it was going to be like, well, you guys can get into VidCon, or you can do this, or you can do that. I don't know, like, it wouldn't make sense for us to get into VidCon, but I was like, surely they're going to do something so we didn't completely waste our time. Just, like, spoiler, we did. But so I was sitting in my hotel room and I was, like, really anxious, like, Friday sent me into an actual mental spiral. So I was sitting in my hotel room like anxious as fuck, like what's going on, like is anything happening today, am I just gonna sit in my hotel room like depressed and anxious as fuck, just like, well, guess I paid $80 to just sit in this room, which didn't even have a fridge, by the way, but whatever. So I was thinking, what am I gonna do today? Like, I don't know. I didn't know where I was gonna look to find something cool, and I was not gonna just sit there all day, but I also wasn't gonna like just hang out at like restaurants, because like, come on. And I didn't want to like hang around outside VidCon just hoping to meet someone, because that would also suck. So I figured that I needed to do something for myself, and because they already had said they were gonna give refunds, and Tana had tweeted multiple times too at this point, so had Shane, both of them had said like, yeah, you're getting refunds, and if they don't give you refunds, like we'll give it to you out of our pocket, like no matter what, like you're getting your money back. So I was like, okay, I'm getting my money back. I'm not gonna sit here depressed all day. What's something I've always wanted to do, and I can do because I'm on vacation? This is the one time I'm ever gonna do it, and I'm in Anaheim. What's in Anaheim? Disneyland. I like how I moved like I'm gonna jump cut that, but I know I'm too lazy. Got Disneyland. So I decided, you know what? Fuck it. I'm already depressed as shit. Like, I was planning on spending this much money on merch anyway, so I went ahead and bought myself a Disneyland ticket. And listen, okay, I was an emotional ass bitch, which, I mean, I was in a mental spiral and then started my period on Sunday, so it makes sense. But random cute moment I kind of wanted to share. By the time I got there, I was literally just walking to the shuttle to get on the bus to go to Disneyland. I know this is a thing at Disneyland. I literally know it's actual protocol. Like, they call everyone princess, like all the girls or whatever, they call you princess. But it was the first interaction I had had when I was like there. I wasn't even inside the park yet, but the guy gestured his hand and said, "Right this way, princess." And I, thank God I had my sunglasses on, because I started actually crying. Like, the emotional ass bitch I am, I literally started crying because an employee called me princess because I was going to Disneyland as a 23-year-old depressed ass woman. Anyway, so I went to Disneyland, and then Sunday was actually great because Loie and I wound up going out to lunch, and it was really fun. It was me, Loie, London, and Noah, and I got to meet the puppies, and they were so cute. I don't know, it was a lot of fun. So it wound up being a great weekend after Friday. And it's funny because I was like, the one thing that I was planning on doing turned out to be the actual worst day of my life, or at least it felt like that in the moment. I could probably find worse days in my life, but it was my worst day in a really long time. And then Saturday was pretty good. I mean, I like how I'm like, yeah, I paid $135 for a ticket to Disneyland. It was pretty good. I mean, it was a lot of fun. I was by myself. It would have been more fun, I think, if I'd gone with friends, but you know, it is what it is. But then Sunday wound up being like the best day ever. It was so much fun, and I also got to go to the beach for a little while. It was great. The sand there glittered. It looked like somebody had literally dumped tons of glitter into the ocean and it washed up on the shore. Like, it was so cool. Anyway, this isn't a story time about Tanacon anymore. I'm just talking about what I did this weekend. Anyway, that's more important for the vlog, but I just wanted to tell that here. My weekend did get better after that, but I still stand by what I said before. Fuck you, Good Times Live. They're gonna give refunds. It's gonna take like a month, but they're gonna give refunds. Tana said she's gonna send out merch to the people who bought tickets, but I don't remember putting my address in, so I don't know how she's gonna do that, unless she's just gonna like contact us and have us like email somewhere with like our address. I don't really know, but regardless, that's what happened. Also, okay, I kept putting the text over the screen about this, and I just wanted to say it while I'm here. The whole capacity thing and the numbers, first of all, was confusing as shit, but second of all, honestly, I think is bullshit. Because here's the thing. At first, we were told there were like 50,000 people, and then I heard that there were like 30,000, but there were like 10,000 inside and 20,000 outside. There's no way 10,000 people ever got inside that hotel, ever. But it was like, I don't know, we kept hearing different numbers, and that's why I like fluctuated so many times, said different things in the vlog and in the story time. What they're telling us now is that there was a total of 20,000 people. They sold 5,000 tickets, and by sold, I mean some free, some VIP, but they sold 5,000 tickets, and then 15,000 people showed up. Now here's the thing that gets me. So they said that they sold 5,000 tickets, but we were told by employees that the hotel literally had a capacity of under 2,000 people. And not only that, but the ballroom that I was talking about before with all the shows in it, that like we got locked in and all that other shit, literally there was a sign on the wall saying that maximum occupancy, that is so hard to say, was 146 people. Let me just say that again. 146 people in the biggest room in the convention center. I'm sorry,
what? And yet you sold 5,000 tickets to this thing, and all the main events were in, that was the main stage. All the main events were in there, and the maximum occupancy is 146. What? So that doesn't add up. So much doesn't add up. And then the fact that they were saying that it was literally like 20,000 people outside, like not a single person I talked to didn't have a ticket. I was talking to a bunch of people around me in line because it was 4 hours, so we were all like talking because we were bored and excited but then upset and just like talkative because what else are we gonna do for 4 hours? Every single person I talked to not only got a ticket, they bought a VIP ticket, which is shocking. Supposedly, the majority of the tickets that had been sold were the free tickets, and they were releasing those in like batches or whatever, but everybody I talked to was there because they bought a VIP ticket, and I talked to a lot of people while I was there. So it doesn't add up. And also the amount of people outside, like, I don't know, it just, it feels sketchy. And like, even if they had sold 5,000 tickets, that's still selling over capacity. And I get that, like, yeah, some people are gonna show up, but like, that's for a plane, you know? People reschedule, people do this or that or whatever. This is a convention, the first year of a convention, probably almost everyone who bought a ticket is gonna show up. So why did they sell so many tickets in the first place? I don't know. And then the fact that they did away with bag check and then locked us in the ballroom later, it just, all of that freaked me out because, like, first of all, doing away with bag check, especially after what's been happening in the past few years, is sketchy as shit and terrifying. And I was freaked out by that alone, but also was like, well, I'm going in anyway. Like, I'm here, I'm inside, I don't want to stand in the sun just because they did away with bag check. The fact that they locked us in there was so bad because of my claustrophobia and shit, but also because they weren't checking bags anymore, so anyone could have had anything and we would have been fucked because they literally locked us in there. I don't know, so much doesn't add up. And with how many cops were surrounding, like, even if you have an occupancy issue, because they were saying, oh, we're getting in trouble with the fire marshal, but there were cops before that. Like, they showed up before they were saying we were over capacity, and then by the time I got outside, they were literally surrounding the place and swarming the area. There was like not a single area that didn't have cops in it. It looked like someone could have had a bomb inside. I'm not saying that somebody did, but that's how many cops were there, and it's just, there's so much. I have so many questions. Anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling now because I'm getting upset again. That's just what's happening. Anyway, I didn't originally update because my batteries were dying, and I was also just too upset to film at this point and didn't know what was happening. Now I at least have some updates for you. And by the way, they didn't release an update at 1:30 p.m. They released an update the next day just saying like, hey, here's where you can go for refunds. Like, okay, but whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna go, this is actually an outro because I didn't have one before, and I was like, oh, I'll just film it on my phone and insert it in later. This is better. This also means that I can do shout out of the week. This person has been so active with me the past few days, and especially was like talking to me during the event and after the event and everything else, and just like being so cool and responding to everything so fast. Like, it's clear this person has notifications on. I'm following. They're really cool. Anyway, so their Twitter is at xxvapegangxx, and I'll put that across the screen. So this person's pretty chill, and yeah, it has been really fun. And yeah, thanks for being around and shit, because that's cool. And I needed people to talk to at that time because I was clearly having a hard time, so thanks. Now, if you want to be shout out of the week, all you have to do is be active with me on social media. Twitter is your best bet probably, or also like, especially if you comment on my YouTube videos a lot, it'll be great because then I can put your channel in the end screen on the end of my videos. So there's that. I actually made an official one now, so it looks cute. So yeah, if you want me to also put your channel up there, be active with me, it's cool. But I'll notice anyone who's active with me anywhere, and yeah. So yeah, I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry you had to see me cry multiple times. I cried way more than what was on camera. I was trying not to show a lot of it, but I was telling you important things while I was crying. I was like, well, I can't cut this out, so it is what it is. But yeah, I'm gonna go. I love you. Thank you so much for watching. If you're still watching, I love you. How did you handle me for this long? I don't know. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I love you. Please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next Wednesday, and probably before that, because I'll probably release the vlogs before that, because I'm just in like a YouTube-y mood, which is so good, probably because I took so long off and then had a bad weekend. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I'm getting hot, and I can't turn the air on until I'm done filming, so I love you, and I will see you next week.
Why are you such a copycat?
Still working on an outro though.